All right, so you set up your first Zoom. It's great. And hopefully you're planning on using this with students. And if you are, there are a couple things that you may want to know and safeguard against so that you can have a successful Zoom meeting. First and foremost, you need these two buttons down here. This is your microphone. You're going to want to introduce kids to these two buttons as well. If their microphone is green, it means they're talking. If you click on it, it will put a little red line through it, and that will mean that the other people can't hear them. So you can see it. It also sends a reminder if I am muted that I'm muted and people can't hear me. Then there is the second button, that's the video button. So you can stop and start your video by clicking on that. Up in the corner, I'm the only person in this Zoom, but up in the corner there will be different views for you. I found that a lot of educators really like the one that says gallery view. So a gallery view will let you see all of your participants. A speaker view, it will flip between whoever has their microphone on and is talking. So those are the basics. So then let's go over some other things you might want to consider when talking to students. So the first thing, so you're going to want to go into your Zoom. You're probably going to want to have the waiting room enabled, and you're going to want to make sure all these things are already turned off. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the chat. And right now, everyone can talk to everyone. If you click on these three dots here, it's going to give you some options. So participants can chat with no one, the host only, everyone publicly, or everyone publicly and privately. If this were a chat for adults or maybe really trusted students, you could leave this on everyone publicly and privately, but that does allow them to message each other without you being able to see it. You could change it to everyone publicly because then everyone will see it, but still if they type something inappropriate, everyone will see it. I would probably change mine to host only. So then you could have students typing a question or something like that. And you would still see it, everyone else would see their question, and then you can respond to it. So that's especially good if they don't have a microphone, if their microphone doesn't work. So that's the chat. That's what you're going to want to take care of there. The other thing is potentially screen sharing. So there's a couple things I want to show you with screen sharing. So you can come down here and you can click share screen. Now before we do that, there are some options here. So this little button next to it is where you find your options. So right now, one participant can share at a time. So I could share my screen or a student could share their screen. I've never tried multiple participants can share their screen simultaneously, but it sounds like a bad idea. But what we want to do is we want to go to advanced sharing options. So we're going to click on that. And if you don't want students to be able to share their screen all willy-nilly and write messages to each other, you are going to click on only host. So now only the host can share their screen. All right, so that's two things. The chat you need to take care of. Screen sharing you're going to want to take care of. Then there is one other thing. Let's say during your time you want to show a video. You want to share what's on your screen. You can see all different things that are on my screen. If you go to show a screen like this one, well, first of all, there are some options. If you're showing a video, you can share the computer's sound so that all the users can watch the video together. You will also want to click this optimize screen sharing for video clip. This won't work for huge videos. So we're just going to share this here. And when you share your screen, students are going to have similar options as to the ones that you can kind of see up here. And one of them is annotate. Okay, so you can see the annotate button up here, and that would actually mean that while I'm sharing my screen, students can draw on it, stamps, all kinds of stuff. Now to avoid that, you can go back up here, up to the top, and there are three little dots. It says more, and then you are going to say disable participant annotation. Okay, so again, these are all things that you want to either think about right when you share your screen, or you want to do kind of right away as you get into your Zoom room and your kids are waiting in the chat room. All right, so I'm going to stop my share. There I am again. The other thing that we encountered was participants. Now it's just me, but you do have some options with your participants, and one of them is that they can name themselves. So a student could name themselves something inappropriate, something making fun of another student, which of course our students would never do that. but you actually, as the host, have the option to rename them. So you can just click this rename button. And you can rename them very simply. Now, I would put out to the group, if I have to rename you more than once, then I'm actually just going to kick you out. And if I can't do it here, but there would be 3 dots over here, and you could click that, and then you could click remove, and then they can't get back into your room unless they use a different address. So I think that covers the basics of what you need to know about Zoom with students and some of the fail safes that you can put in place so that you know, they're not duping you, because nobody wants to be responsible for those private messages and the annotations and everything like that. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much. Hey there, ho there, bye there.